Okay, so let's do that again. P is 4, 6, 1, negative 3, 1, 0. S, no, R, should be an R. We'll talk about S in a second. R is 3, 7, 3, 0, 1, 0. And so when I add them up, again, I'm making sure that I take each element, pairing them together, and just write down their sum. So 4 plus 3 gives me 7. 6 plus 7 gives me 13. 1 plus 3 gives me 4. And I just keep matching them. So, for example, I've got this 3 here, that 0 here, and that's going to go in that slot there. No, I want to stay with the black pen. There we go. So 3, 2, 0. That would be the result of taking matrix P, that table of values, adding matrix R, that table of values, to create a new one.
Yeah, it would be negative.
Yes, that's a negative. It didn't carry through. Good guy. Now the next item on the list talks about matrix S. Factoring that in. Now S says it's 2, 1, 0, negative 3, 6, 3. So R plus S would be 3, 7, 3, 0, 1, 0 plus 2, 1, 0, negative 3, 6, 3. Well, if I go through, I'm going to use my markers again to highlight who's getting paired together. This 3 is in row 1, column 1, so is that 2. So I would put that there. And then I could do 7 and 1, that would go here. And the green marker, so 3 and problem. Nope, because there's no, 0 could be an element. Then I don't have to carry it over. Because again, it doesn't match up right. I don't really know what number would go there. Is it the 0? Is it the 3? Is it these guys? How do I modify the matrix? So there's one elegant solution to this. We say there's no solution. In order to add any two matrices or subtract them, because subtraction is just addition under a different name, you have to have the same number of elements and the same dimensions. So P and R are both 2 by 3s. So I can add them. R and S, on the other hand, this is a 2 by 3. This is a 3 by 2. I can't add those together. So I just write no solution. Next problem. What's up?
What if you take the 3 by 2 and flip it around to make it 2 by 3?
If some weird rule lets you do that because of the way you've collected your data to create the matrix, you could do that. Then it would work because you'd have a 2 by 3 and 2 by 3. The problem is, unless there's a special situation going on with the story problem, you can't just flip matrices around. They're locked into these positions. So there's no way I am stuck with this no solution, which as a math guy is hard to say. I mean, we invented imaginary numbers to have solutions to things. We don't like writing no solution. Trust me. It's stressful. But that's all we can do with this. There's just nothing I can do. Yeah, you start second guessing yourself. Like, no, it can't be that easy. I must have missed something. Now, take a look here at 4. We got one more idea I want to kind of keep going with. And let's look at what happens when we're doing a subtraction. Let's see. Write down the date and the page number here for my note taking. Always a good habit, by the way, when you're taking notes, to write down what day you took the notes on and how you're doing with them. It says Q minus R. And so Q, which is a 2 by 3, minus an R, 3, 7, negative 3, 0, 1, 0. So we're subtracting those. My advice, don't try to subtract matrices. What's going to end up happening is you're going to lose signs in there because it's easy to do. With 3 minus 3, everyone can handle that. It's when you get to that 0 minus a negative 3 that people tend to forget how many minuses they've got running at once. So my advice, whenever there's a minus, is make it a plus negative. So that means make this a plus sign and flip the sign of everybody inside. Which, with the zeros, is kind of straightforward. Now it's addition. We're back to what we've been doing. So now I can go ahead and I can just say, all right, 3 plus a negative 3 is 0. 2 plus a negative 7 puts me at negative 5. 0 plus 3. Negative 3 plus 0. 1 plus negative 1. And 0 plus 9. And that then protects me against all those double negatives. Should be a negative. I wrote a negative. That's something, yeah, the computer sometimes forgets that and loses it. And that's generally the best strategy I have for subtracting. It saves you a lot of headache and sets things up for success. What's up?
So would you do that every time there's a subtraction?
Yeah, every time there's a subtraction, I would turn it into a plus negative. And then change all those signs so that you're only adding. Then you only have one sign to keep track of. So like right here, instead of doing minus a negative on this 3 here, I'm just adding 3. I'm less likely to trip up. Yeah. I could, but it kind of breaks some of the rules with the math. Because really, it's this minus the r that I'm saying is plus negative. That's why it works. And that goes back to what you guys did when you first did sign numbers. 3 minus 5 is the same as 3 plus a negative 5. If you're okay with subtraction and you're never going to screw up with those signs, by all means, go ahead and do that. If you feel confident, do it. Yeah, it's fine with me. I'm not going to make you.
If there's never negative numbers or something, you just
yeah. Oh yeah, especially if they're all positive. Yeah, as long as that's fine. Again, I recommend this so that you don't get tripped. But if you feel confident with your negatives, go for it.